Now, normally it is asked that what is the meaning of number of bits which is configured for the microprocessor. Some processors are set to be 8-bit processors, some processors are set to be 16-bit processor, some processors are meant for 32-bit processor or 64-bit processor. So actually, whenever we configure a processor by number of bits, the actual meaning of that is that the word size of that processor. And whenever we talk about the word size of the processor, it means it is capable of processing that number of bits which is configured with the name of the processor. If it is a 8-bit, it means it can process 8-bit at a time. So for processing of 8-bit at a time, you must have a communication line through which you are able to transfer the bus. You are able to transfer the data. So actually 8-bit processor or 16-bit processor or 32-bit processor or 64-bit processor means that the word size, it is the word size of the processor. And in other ways, it also refers the size of the data bus. So what is the size of the data bus in the following processor? So actually, if it is an 8-bit processor, the data bus will be of 8-bit. If we have a 16-bit processor, the data bus will be 16-bit. If we have a 32-bit processor, the data bus will be of 32-bit. And if it is a 64-bit processor, it means this processor will have 64-bit data bus. So actually, the configuration of number of bits which are used to configure a processor actually represents the size of the data bus. Now, the other way of asking the question that differentiate between processor, computer, microcontroller, or define processor, computer, and microcontroller. So you see, you cannot compare microprocessor with computer because microprocessor is a part of the computer. But whenever it is asked to define, you have to define. So processor is nothing but it's a central processing unit of a system. It's a multi-purpose. It's a programmable. It is clock driven. It is register based electronic device whose purpose is to read the information in the binary form, store it in the binary form in the memory, accepts the data in the form of a binary input, and processes them accordingly depending upon the instructions provided to the processor and gives the result in the form of a output. Now, whenever it is asked to define computer, computer is a machine whose main component is the central processing unit, which includes the microprocessor. And this CPU executes the instructions which are provided either through the memory or through the input devices, and input devices are used to feed the program as well as data to the computer, and the memory is used to store that, and after processing it gives the result. It stores the result either in the memory or it displays the result in the output device. And of course, the central processing unit is fabricated in a single integrated chip that is called the microprocessor. But whenever it is asked that what is the difference between microcomputer and microcontroller, so there is a difference. Now, microcontroller is come into the picture when we have an development of the very large scale integration technology. Now, we have medium scale integration technology, MSI, small scale integration technology, that is SSI. Then we have large scale integration. And then in the next phase, we come with the very large scale integration. Now, this has been categorized MSI, SSI, LSI, and VLSI, depending upon that how many circuits we are able to fabricate in a particular chip. If it is a very large scale integration, it means more number of logical devices, electronic devices, one number of the circuits can be fabricated in the particular chip. So of course, whenever we are using VLSI technology, more and more circuits can be implemented in a single integrated chip. Now, when this VLSI technology came into the picture, the digital computer, we are able to build that digital computer on a single integrated chip. Now, this type of computer is normally used in instrumentation, industrial control, process control. It means microcontroller is meant for a specific purpose. It has its own application, and all the devices which are required, it is being fabricated on a single chip. So what is, it is a small and so what microcontroller have, it is a single integrated chip which contains central processing unit, ROM, EEPROM, RAM, input output lines. All these things are fabricated in the integrated chip, and it is meant for a specific purpose. As far as microcomputer is concerned, it is used for general purpose. For any kind of solution of a problem, you can write a program and you can do the, you can find the solution by writing the program in the microcomputer. But microcontroller is meant for a specific purpose. It is being programmed once, and once it is programmed, the program will function and it will solve a particular application. Suppose, for example, if we have a dishwasher, if we have a washing machine, it is meant for a particular purpose, and the system is designed in such a manner that all processor, memory, lines, all control circuits, all has been fabricated on a single chip. Now, what are the various operations which are performed by microprocessor? The various, there are various operations which are performed. First is it is able to transfer the data. It is able to transfer the data in between memory or as well as with the input output devices. It can do arithmetic and the logic operation. It can take certain decision depending upon checking the condition. So these are the certain tasks, and it is capable of doing all data transfer operation, all reading operation, following the instruction, executes the program, takes the decision depending upon the result. So it is capable enough to do all the services of a user. These are the small questions which are normally asked. Discuss the difference between 8085 and 8086. Now, whenever it is asked, you can categorize the depending upon certain parameters. That 8085 has the address bus 16-bit. In 8086, we have a 20-bit address. So memory it can fetch is 2 to the power 6, that is 64 kilobyte, but it is able to access 1 megabyte. In 8085 processor, we does not use queue, but instruction queue is being used in 8086. Pipelining is not applicable in 8085, but it is going to support. 8086 is going to support pipeline. Multiprocessing does not support it by 8085, but 8086 is going to support. How many input output devices it can support? It can support 2 to the power 8, that is 256 input output, but it can address 2 to the power 16, that is 64,000. Arithmetic support only integer and the decimal, but it is capable of handling the integer, decimal, as well as the ASCII number. Multiplication and division, it does not support, but 8086 is going to support. Operating mode, it works in a single operating mode, but 8086 works in 2 operating mode. One is called maximum mode, another is called minimum mode. Then we have a memory mapping also. Draw a logic diagram for to complete interfacing of the 8085 with memory of the size 4 kilobyte. So if 4 kilobyte is the size of the chip of the memory whose memory map has to be is required. So what we will do for 4 megabyte means how many address lines? If there are 1 kilobyte, then we have a requirement of 10 address lines. If we have 2 kilobyte memory chip, we are in requirement of 11. But if we have 4 kilobytes, so it means we are in requirement of 12 lines from A0 to A11. Now this A0 to A11 is going to identify the individual registers present in this chip. And there will be 4096 registers available in this chip. And each register can store 8-bit. Then, as we know that we have 16 address lines, so what will be the rest of the address lines will be doing? So rest of the address lines will be used for the selection of the chip. And the combination of A0 to 11 and then 12, 13, 14, and 15 will give the complete memory address of the individual register present in this particular chip. So here, what is being done? A12, we have used 3 to 8 decoder for selection of the chip, and the input is A12, A13, and A14, and A15 is connected with the E1. Now, to enable this decoder, it is necessary that this should be 0, this should be 0, and this should be 1. So E3 is connected with +5, means 1. It is grounded, it means it is 0. And for enabling, this is also to be 0. It means A15 remains 0. One more thing which I have done, the output of this 3 to 8 decoder, we have selected only O0. O0 is going to chip enable. And for enabling of this chip, it is required that here it should be 0. So to get here 0, what we are in requirement, this should be, because O0 represents 0, 0, and 0. So the result will be 0, 0, 0, 0, and A0 to A11. A0 to A11, first address will be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and the last address will be 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 from A0 to A11. So what will be the address memory? The 0, 0, 0, 0, and A first address will be 0, 0, 0, and the last address will be 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So this is chip enabling A12 to A15, and this is register select. And this overall is going to give the address memory map. One more thing, write enable is connected with this one, where write signal is coming and input output memory. And since we want to work with the memory, so memory will be 0, it will be 0. So here it will be 1, here it will be 1, and output will be 0. And this will be going to enable the write. Similarly, it is output enable. So read enable is read signal is there, input output memory is there, and it is going to enable the memory read operation. So the first step of that is 8085 will be having A0 to A11 lines, which is going to address the 4096 registers. And the decoder is used to decode A12 to A15. And the output O0 is going to enable the chip enable. And chip enable is asserted only when the A15 to A12 is 00. So A15 is low because it is going to enable the decoder. So in this way, this memory map of 4 kilobyte can be made. Now the next question is, what is the need of demultiplexing of buses? Demultiplexing of 8085. Why we do demultiplexing of buses in 8085? So it's a very simple. Why we use multiplexing and demultiplexing? Whenever we do multiplexing, it means we are adding the 8-bit address lines along with the 8-bit data lines all together. This is called multiplexing, in which all these 16 lines used to carry the address, 16-bit address from the processor to the memory device. And once this address has been reached, it is being latched immediately in the temporary storage unit, so that in the next cycle, it may be possible that the data bus has to carry the data from the either from the microprocessor or from the memory. So that is why, since we have multiplexed the buses, address and the data bus, so in the next phase we are going to demultiplex it, so that the address bus, the data bus which is used as an address bus in the previous cycle, should be used as a data bus in the next cycle. So the need, and what lines we used to use for demultiplexing? From AD0 to AD7, because the lower address lines are used for that purpose. So the need of demultiplexing of the buses is evident since the same bus is used to carry the address as well as the data. So at a time, to enable the data transfer operation from the microprocessor to the peripheral devices or from the memory to the microprocessor, first of all, address is required, because until unless the address is not sent, the data will not be available, instruction will not be available. So that's why we utilize the time in which the data bus is ideal and use it as a to carry the address. So that is why the lower order address and the data bus are multiplexed together. So, and it is being signified by ALE signal, that is address latch enable. And once this address latch enable is enabled, whatever address, 8-bit address which is sent on AD0 to AD7 is being latched, so that this will become available for the carrying the data. So here this ALE signal is going to become high, and whenever ALE signal is high, whatever is the content of this, it is being latched at this particular place. And whenever the data is available in the data bus, this is connected with the same line. So at a particular time when ALE signal is high, this is working as an address bus. And whenever next cycle, ALE signal goes low, so it is not going to affect anything which is to be here. And the data bus will be carrying the address data, and it will be coming to the processor. This is the microprocessor architecture and the and its operation, because various functions which are performed by the microprocessor can be classified into 3 categories. That is microprocessor initiated operation, internal data operation, and the peripheral initiated operation. So microprocessor initiated operation means if we want to read the memory, or we want to write the memory, want to read the input output, or want to write the input output. Internal data operation, all kinds of arithmetic and the logical operation or the data transfer operation comes under this category. And peripheral initiated operation, as previously discussed, it contains 4 operations: hold, reset, ready, and interrupt. These are the certain operations which are initiated externally by the external devices depending upon the requirement. Now explain the addressing with the suitable example. It is the question which is normally asked. So addressing means how to locate the individual information which is stored in the memory or which is stored in the peripheral device, which is available at the peripheral device. So whenever we talk about memory chip, we have a different registers arranged in a certain particular sequence, and individual register are identified by its address. So it means whenever a processor wants to communicate with memory, it requires 2-3 things. First is it will be selecting the chip, then it has to identify the chip, and then it will do the operation, either reading operation or the writing operation. So selection of chip is important, then identification of the register is important, and then the reading or the writing operation is performed, is to be done. The memory chip requires address lines to identify the memory register, and the number of address lines required is determined by the number of the registers in the chip. If we have 2048 chips, it means we are in requirement of 11 address lines. If we have 1024 registers, then we requirement of 10 address lines, like that. So nothing to explain about that. It is understood very clearly. The memory chip requires a chip select signal to be enabled, and the remaining address lines of the microprocessor. So how many address lines will be required to identify the register? It depends that how many registers are available, and the rest of the lines out of the 16, rest of the lines will be used for the chip selection. And once it is done, then only if it is a reading process, read signal will be generated, or if it is a writing process, writing operation, the write signal will be generated. Now, what do you mean by memory map? Memory map is a pictorial representation in which memory devices are located in the entire range of the address. The memory address provides the location of various memory devices in the system, and the interfacing logic defines the range of the memory address or the memory device. Because if we change the configuration, if we change the line, which we change the interfacing circuit, the address of the memory will be changed. Here, what I have done, I have taken O0 as an output and it is connected to the chip enable line. And due to this, we have a memory address from 0000H to 0FFFF. But if we change, instead of O0, suppose I have taken O7 and O7 is connected with chip enable, then there will be change in the address. What will be the address? Because O7 will be activated when A12, A13 and A14 all will be 1. So the configuration will change, address will change. So it will become 0, 1, 1, 1, and then A0 to 11, it will start from 0, 0, 0 and end with 1, 1, 1. So this address will change, and the address will change from 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0 and 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. So what does it mean? It means the address will become 421, 7000 and 7FFF. So it all depends that how we have used the circuit for designing for the selection of the chip. So memory map is a process by which memory devices are allocated. How many registers? Every register is allocated with the specified address, and this specification is based on interfacing logic circuit which is connected with the memory. These are the long questions, need not to explain here. Now, what is the function of accumulator, and why the program counter and stack pointer is of 16-bit size? Now, you know, accumulator is a very important part as far as the arithmetic and the logic unit is concerned, because every operation which is associated with the arithmetic operation or it is a logical operation, it is being done only with the reference of the accumulator. So any arithmetic or the logic operation which is being performed by the microprocessor, it is possible only with the reference of the accumulator. So that is why it is very important. If we have to do logical operation or the arithmetic operation in between the two units or two data, one has to be present in the accumulator. And after doing arithmetic and the logic operation, accumulator will be used to store the result also. So in most of the cases, in most of the arithmetic and the logical operations, one of the reference is taken from the accumulator, and the result will also be stored in the accumulator. Now, the second part of the question is why program counter and the stack pointer is 16-bit register. The program counter and the stack pointer are special purpose register, and they are used to hold the address of the memory location. Normally, program counter signifies the next address of the instruction to be fetched by the processor while executing a program. And a stack pointer contains the address of the memory which will be used to store the temporary data in a certain fashion. So it means program counter and stack pointer are memory pointers, and they are used to store the address of the memory. And in 8085, we represent individual registers of the memory by 16-bit address. So if we are representing the address by 16-bit, so we must have a registers which has the capacity of 16-bit. That is why program counter as well as the stack pointer, which both are memory pointers, and both are 16-bit registers, so that it is can store 16-bit address of the memory. Now explain 4 to 6 decoder. 4 to 6 will have 4 input lines and 16 output lines, and you can find out what will be the individual values. It is asked to find the memory map of this particular figure, in which we have 256 byte of the memory chip, and we have 3 to 8 decoder, which is going to chip enable, and 8 lines are used here, and here we are using A11, A12, A13, A14 and A15, and rest of the lines are not available. So A0, say A7, it will be used for 256, 8 lines are required, and 5 lines we have used here. So 8 or 5, there will be 13. 13 are not available, means A8, 9, 10. So A8, 9, 10 will be in the don't care condition. So if we don't care condition, we take 0, 0, 0. It is not connected, so it will be a don't care. Now, whenever it is asked what is the application, discuss about the application of the microprocessor. The microprocessor have application all over the world now. There is no space left where microprocessor doesn't have any application. It is involved in the controllers as a home appliances, wireless equipments, office automation, consumer electronic products, calculator, accounting system, video games, industrial control, data acquisition system, automatic testing products, traffic signal control system, speed control of the motor. Everywhere, in every application, we have microprocessor now. This is the memory map of 1 kilobyte. 1 kilobyte means 10 lines are used, A0 to A9, and A10 to A15 will be used for the chip enable or chip select signal. Can you differentiate between assembler, compiler, and interpreter? Assembler is a device, is a kind of a program that translates the mnemonics code into the machine code. Compiler, it translates the high level language into the machine language. And interpreter, it is also a translator, but it does the things line by line. Compiler compiles the whole program at once, but interpreter is going to compile the high level language into machine language line by line.